just this last few days, there's been bombing in Israel. What's happening with Israel, and what's the future of Israel?
Let's look at this from different perspectives. During the COVID crisis, as you know, most people were locked in their apartments and homes, and there was always an uprising taking place in certain refugee camps among the Palestinians with the Israeli military, with some of the settlers, and also in the Gaza Strip. When the war started in the Ukraine, as you know, many of the Jewish people have come back to Israel, which to some of the folks on the ground there, mostly some of the Palestinian leaders and men and women, they don't like to see that because it increases the Jewish population inside of the nation. So there has been a uprising, and I think a lot of it is to say, look, we're still here, we still have problems, we need some attention. Of course, I think, and you know, that that's the wrong way to go about it by physically attacking other people. But I also do believe that if we look at the prophetic scriptures, that all of this is coming into play with nation against nation rising up and kingdom against kingdom rising up. One thing about it, though, anytime that it's really interesting that you could have an attack in Chicago, a weekend, I should say, in which gangs have shot 7 to 8 people, and it barely makes the news. But in Israel, because of the popularity of the nation of Israel, the prophetic side of the nation of Israel, the number of Jews and Arabs and Christians that are in the world, it always gets media attention. And you know that many times the media, I don't want to say there's not real crisis, there certainly is, but you've dealt with this, I've dealt with this, where the media puts the headlines in to hype something up to get media ratings up, but that does not solve the issues and solve the problems. But you see some of the activity which has been taking place recently at the same time, this is what people don't understand. You have tourists over there that don't even know this is happening until they watch the news. Right. And of course, if you ever go on a tour, the guides are very aware of any protests happening in the West Bank or, you know, in the South, and they always avoid those places as well. But it's definitely part of those birth pains of Matthew chapter 24, verse 8, any way you cut it. That's what it is.